Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Christine Jousty of Mail Something Pretty. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and have been a demonstrator for almost 18 years, which is kind of crazy. I joined when my kids were little, but my daughter, my youngest, was in preschool, and now she's a senior in college. And so it has certainly been with me for a long time, and I love it. And I'm saying this now as I'm waiting for the people on live to get on because there's a really cool joining promotion happening for the month of October. Hi, Kim. If you join Stampin' Up! During October, you pay the normal starter kit, or pay for the starter kit, which is $99 all the time, but you get to choose extra products. So you get to choose $155 worth of products just for $99, which is crazy. You also get free shipping, a complimentary paper pumpkin kit, and catalogs to share, plus a whole lot of other stuff. Connection with people, lots of resources, ideas, being part of a team, opportunity to get a discount or to earn money, or I should say income, off of people who order from you, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. So I hope you consider. Hi, Debbie. I hope you consider joining because it's been awesome. And I'd love to talk with you about it, either through text, through email, through telephone call, through Zoom, whatever. But I just wanted to mention that at the top while we're waiting for live people to come on and make sure that we're working. So we are, because Kim and Debbie have said hello. I'm sure there's other people on. So say hi. Let me know if you're watching. Certainly if it's your first time, let me know. I love first-time watchers. And because we do some fun stuff. So last week we made this shaker card. This one didn't shake a whole lot because it has, oh, the reflection on there has all those big leaves on it, but I kind of liked it that way because it was like the falling leaves, and oh, you can't really see out my window, but it's exact colors outside my window, which is kind of cool. Hi, Nancy. So I had mentioned that I had wanted to make another shaker card with the little, using, let's see if my finger can do this, the little gingerbread. We're going to actually use the hearts and the candy cane, and we'll use the mug. I just thought that would be kind of fun for a shaker card. Usually a lot of people just put sequins in it, which is fine, and I do that, but this one we added some cutout leaves, and so we're going to do some sequins, but also those pieces as well. All right, so I actually just came back from my walk in this beautiful foliage. But I'm telling you, the colors are exactly that outside, which is pretty cool. All right, my desk is upside down. That's why I can't see anything. So let me, actually, you don't have to watch me do that. Let me just put this back here. There we go. Okay, so that's what we did last week. We're going to use that stamp set. We're going to use these dies. So I am loving this stamp set, the More Than Autumn. I've used it a bunch. I'm going to keep using it. Trying to think. I was trying to think if it was going to be in tomorrow's 12 Weeks of Christmas, but it's not. It was in last week's, I think. I think it was last week's. But these are the dies that go with it, and there's a few missing because I used some. But it's great. You definitely need a die cutting machine though to use that. So if you don't have a die cutting machine, you can use it because you can cut out a lot. Actually, probably every piece actually you can cut out, and these are all stamps. You just miss out a few of the words. So you can actually use this without the dies. The dies are helpful, but I suppose not necessary. All right, this is what I wanted. So I've done some of the work, and we're going to do some of the other work. Oh, I forgot to bring up the whole pack of this paper, but I'll just show you where it's from. Alrighty, I hadn't decided some of the colors we're going to pick as we do this because I wasn't sure. All right, I'm going to leave that stuff there for right now. Okay, so I haven't made a sample. This is the sample, but we're going to do it similar but different, kind of at the same time. So I'm going to move that over. What we need to do is What do we need to do? We're going to cut this first, and we'll do that first. So on this one, I had showed you I cut just a layer, which was 4 by 5 1/4. And this, for those who didn't watch it, was last week's live. So you just scroll back on my Facebook page, you will find the replay. So we cut it, and then we cut the inside edge. And I had showed you we could have, and I'm going to do it with this one, use 2 dies to cut it, but it was really kind of skinny, and I was a little nervous that you would see the foam from the inside. So what we're going to do this one, rather than this big rectangle, we're just going to use a circle. So our shakers, it's going to be much smaller, but our pieces are much smaller. So I'm just going to do that first. All right, like that, so it doesn't slide. All right, so this paper, you can see both sides, this side and that side. It's actually part of the, oh, look it, I even have it. It's already opened by chance. It's called the Take a Bow. Looks like Take a Bow, but I'm calling it Take a Bow because it actually comes with these bow pieces. And remind me, I want to show you guys, I need to do it first, but I think I can make these bows without the dies, but you have to remind me because I don't want to forget. And I'm actually using this paper for one of the projects for, actually I'm using this particular paper also for my Thursday live with Anne. Our joint live is this Thursday, so hopefully I'll remind to tell you that again at the end. Not going to tell you what I'm making, but I can tell you I'm using this paper. All right, so what I am doing is I'm using 2 of my circles, the largest and the next, the one that goes in, from the Stylish Shapes dies. I'm making that frame. Oh, I just noticed that's okay. There's some marshmallows that decided to join in. All right, let's not lose those marshmallows because we might use them. All right, so this is, I don't need it, but it's a nice circle, so I'll save that for something else. What I want is this frame. So I'm going to save that. This we'll use for something else. And we also are going to cut the larger, so actually I'm going to put this one away, the larger size window sheet. Last time we just cut it with a paper trimmer. But this time I think I have, so well, I'll show you this after. Let me just do this first. All right, so I have a window sheet and I'm just cutting the biggest size. It's kind of like a window, or, you know, like the see-through front. All right, I think that's it for the machine. And I don't want to lose it because it's see-through. You guys can kind of see it. Put that right there. All right. So what I was going to show you is, so the window sheets come in, actually a new one looks like this. It's 12 by 12, and you get 2 sheets per pack, and they're actually separated by tissue paper, which is kind of nice. It keeps it clean. And but what happens is when you use little bits, and you sometimes use little bits for like interactive cards or different things, is then I put all my pieces in another one. But what I tend to do is I put my little pieces in envelopes because you will lose them, and I put different sizes. So that's just a tip. So I have all these little bits, and I don't want to get rid of these because I can use them for something, right? You always save what we use. Okay. So I have my window sheet. Actually, I'm just going to glue that down first. Give that a second to dry. So I want the red side to show. So I'm going to flip that over. I'm going to put glue. That's probably more glue than I needed. And I'm going to put this. It's the same size, so I want to do it so it's right on top. And I'm just going to let that dry because I used more glue than I needed to. but that's all right. All right, so now we actually don't have to decide this yet. I wasn't sure if I wanted this to have a white base or a red base, so I brought both, and I actually don't have to decide that yet. That's the inside, because we're going to do some layers. So this card, I actually attached this frame straight to the card base. So that was the card base, and I put it straight on top. This one I'm actually going to have some layers and then attach the frame to the layers. So I decided, since I didn't tell you, we're making a hot chocolate card. So I'm using some browns. So this is pecan pie, and this is just white. And I thought, see the swirls there? I love it. I almost did it in brown, and I thought that would look cool, but I decided to do a brown layer. But here's the swirls. So swirly. Embossing folder. So I'm just going to attach that to that. You can decorate your card fronts however. You'll kind of see the difference of this one really took up the whole card front, and this one I'm doing today just takes up some of the space. So you have a little bit of flexibility. I could have made this designer series paper because actually it would look really cute with that polka dot paper, but I wanted the ring to be polka dotted. I almost picked the stripe paper like candy canes, but I'm putting candy canes in it. So I didn't. Okay. So now we're going to use, these are the foam strips. You get, let's say, oh, it just says 40 strips. So you might get two of these per pack, but they last a long time. You can use cut dimensionals on it if you want, but the foam strips really help. So I'm just going to attach this right on that window sheet, which is glued to that little frame that we made. And I want to do it so you don't see it on that side. You guys mailed out your Halloween cards yet? Mailed out a couple today. I have to mail out a couple more tomorrow. Oh, it almost fits. I mean, it almost matches perfectly, but I'm going to trim. So there's a little bit of an overlap. Not much. So I'm just going to take a little bit out because you don't want there to be a space, because you don't want any Oh, I got some glue on there. I was trying to avoid that. Turn it. Actually, I'll put that on the side. I just noticed I had a little dry glue from my mat on there. I may later on, not now, because I'll probably mess it up. See if I can get that off. You might not even notice it. All right. So we have that. We have that. Now we need, oh, actually, I could have let that dry longer. Now we need our bits that we're going to put in as our shakers. I did some of them, but I want to show you how to do something else. So I cut out from this die set the hearts, candy canes, and gingerbread. So I've stamped on some of them and not all of them. So I want to show you, I also stamped on the back side. I don't know if they probably won't. I wasn't sure if they would flip over because they're little while they're shaking. So I wanted a stamp on the back sides of them. So I'll show you how to do that. I've showed you before, but I'll show you again. All right, so that's there. So this one is a little cleaner. That one needs to be washed. So to do, it's called reverse stamping, when you want to stamp kind of on the back side or the reverse side. It's really helpful to use one of these silicone mats. I think that's what they're called. Silicone craft sheet, I guess is what they're technically called. And I usually use it just for glue, but you can use it to do some reverse stamping. So I'm going to use my early espresso ink. Oh, well, I just realized I don't have another setup. It's all right. You won't even notice. I for the candy canes, I stamped them in black memento because I colored them with a red marker. These ones are going to get stamped with early espresso because I did not put my black in my little basket. Of course, I just put my pinky in my ink. All right, let's try this again. Hopefully I can line it up. So I'm going to stamp just the fronts. You can either stamp first and then cut, or cut and then stamp. But for the reverse stamping, you need to cut first. All right, and then the gingerbread. The gingerbread's so cute. We'll see, it's kind of hard. I can't get my head over it because my phone camera is right. Yeah, I'm just going to move this for a second. It's right where my head is. Okay. That's better. All right, so I have my little gingerbread people, and I have my candy canes. They look black, so that's fine. So now I'm going to flip them over. Actually, I'm going to flip them over on this one because I'm going to use this one to stamp with. So here's the back side. We'll do it for the gingerbread people too. Gingerbread people, I think I might use a little white paper so I can see what I'm doing. You'll see in a second. All right. So I want to stamp on the reverse side. So what I'm going to do, I'll do the candy cane first. I'm actually going to stamp on my mat, and then I'm going to use my mat as a block and press it onto the back side because we're going to do it and then we'll get the reverse image. So I'm just going to stamp on my mat so you can see it. There's my candy cane. I'm going to flip it over, and then I'm just going to put this closer so I can see it. As you get closer, you can kind of see through the mat. I'll pull it up there, and I'm going to press. Let's see if I can do this. Oh yeah, there you go. See how you can see through the mat? And I peel it off, and it stamps. Let's move these over for a minute. It's not as dark because it's really, if you think about it, it's a second stamping because I stamped it once on the mat and then second on the paper. But it's good enough. All right, so I'm going to do it again for these ones. I'm actually using both sides because I stamped on that side first. So now I'm going here, going to lower it till I can see it, and then press, and I get that reverse stamp. And I have one more, and then I'll do the gingerbread. And then this, because it's water-based ink, will just wash off. Either I can use like a chamois cloth, or I can just wash it with water. All right, so we're going to do the same thing with our gingerbread people. Oh, this one I need the white paper because it's a little harder to see the brown on the brown. There we go. You see the little gingerbread guy? There we go. So as I'm finishing this up, I'll remind you guys, and I think those of you who are watching already know, but anyone who's watching new, we're actually, well, we're going to change the date, but for right now, I won't change it yet. I don't have to do this one reverse. How comes no one told me that? Look at, for the gingerbread, it doesn't matter. Silly me. Because it's, oh, okay, you guys, you didn't tell me that. The candy cane, it mattered because there was a direction to it. This guy is equilateral or symmetrical. That's the word, on both sides. So that did not matter. That makes it easier. All right, this I'm going to put aside to wash. Not too inky. Put this away. All right. Okay, so now I have my pieces that we're going to put in on our layer. So if you remember last week, I said we need to put our pieces on first. Let's see, this one was, he's a little crooked. We'll see if we need him or not. Oh, and I have to color my candy canes. I'm going to reserve one of the candy canes for the hot chocolate. I'm coloring both sides in case they flip. I wasn't sure if they would. All right. Do you guys like drinking hot chocolate? It's such a treat. Usually I have it. We used to have it definitely when after we shoveled the snow, we'd come in for hot chocolate. All right. So I will save this one. Put these guys in. Candy canes. And I have some hearts. I'm going to add some hearts. And then I think I might add just a few sequins. Where did my box go? These are, you can get sequins anywhere. These are actually from Stampin' Up, but from many years ago. But they last a long time. I'm going to use the red ones. My card is pretty much, oops, red and white. All right. Oh, I forgot. I actually have these. I have some clear ones too. We'll use those too. These ones also have some glass beads in them, which do tend to go everywhere. All right. Make sure they kind of stay in the middle. Okay, so when you're ready, you put whatever you want to shake in the inside because we're going to put this on top of that. So I'm going to peel off our backing and put that down, seal it. And then we have our shaker. This one definitely shakes a whole lot more than that leaf one. There we go. Okay, close that up. And then I already stamped and cut out my mug, and I did the early espresso because nice dark hot chocolate. And I also stamped a separate one. And so I want the sleeve of the cup to be different than the cup color. So they don't have a die for that. So you just cut it. It's easy to cut with scissors. And that way you can do it. You can do pattern paper. You can do different colors. Oh yeah, sorry. I started talking about Anne in my live. So Anne, you guys know Anne, my Australian demonstrator friend. So we will be live this Thursday. So it will be this week. This time it will be 8:00 p.m. Eastern time because we haven't had the time change. After that, it will be 7:00 because of the time change. but we're actually skipping November because we changed the date because the last Thursday of October is Halloween and the last Thursday of November is Thanksgiving. So we're actually going to skip November and then we're going to do December, but I think we're doing the first week of December. And I think from then on, we'll be doing the first week of the month. But I'll let you guys all know that stuff. I'll put out reminders. All right, so I just added a heart to mimic the heart that's in there. I stamped it too. Put that on the sleeve. That looks a little bit better. So I have to decide if I want not hot chocolate, whipped cream or marshmallows. I can do marshmallows. I think I might do whipped cream just because it's bigger. And I can add a candy cane to it. Okay, let's save those marshmallows for another drink. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bead of glue on the top. Put the whipped cream on top. And I did that with early espresso ink too. And then the candy cane, just put a little, which didn't matter. I didn't need the reverse on this one, but that's all right. I'm going to add right there. And that's going to go here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dimensional so it will go under here. And I'm just going to put a little glue actually on here so that it is the same height. And what I'm going to do, the heights of the foam strips and the dimensionals are not exactly the same. Let's see if I can do it this way. Oh yeah, you can really see it. So the dimensionals are a little thinner than the foam strips. So I'm going to just use a little bit of the foam strip so it's the same height as the that frame that I did. Put that on the bottom. I'll just put a little glue here. So now it should all be level. Yum, yum, yum. All right, and the last thing before we decide what color base it should be, move this over, is with the dies, you get all sorts of words like pumpkin and spice and let's see, what else do you get? Apple, spice, pumpkin, nothing better than. You also get season, cocoa, and hot. And I used my adhesive strips. So I put the adhesive sheets on the back of just some red paper. And then I used the dies to cut it out because that way I don't have to use glue because they're pretty skinny letters. And then I'm just going to punch out the. So our topic, sorry, I feel like I'm everywhere. Anne and I, we always plan either like a theme or a type of project or some sort of commonality. We don't show each other what we're making until we go live. We don't even show each other like when we're setting up. You guys see at the same time we do. So we are making, she wanted to be challenged because she doesn't make a whole lot of 3D projects. So she says, but I think she does. So we're doing a 3D project. So it could be anything. All right, so hopefully this all fits in here. Ooh, it's just gonna fit. Hot cocoa. Here, we'll do a left alignment. Unless I did. No, I'm going to do it down here. Okay, so I'm going to start in the bottom and work up, and hopefully that fits in there. I'm going to use tweezers because that will help too. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Nancy. You guys are quiet today. You guys are enjoying the beautiful fall. At least I hope you are. All right. Move these out of the way. So I'm going to put this really close to the bottom because it's just going to fit. And I'm not actually going to tack it down. I'm not going to press it yet in case I need to move it. Here, I'll put the hut and then I'll put the cocoa in between. I'll tuck this under a little bit. It won't go out anymore because of that. The foam strip is right there. All right, the hard part is getting this separated when your fingers are sticky. There we go. All right, we're just going to leave it like that. Sometimes, so if you don't press it down, you can actually pick it up. And actually, let's do that. Let's push this down a little bit. There we go. Hot cocoa season. All right, so now we can either do a red card base or a white card base. All right, I'm going to let you guys decide because I like both. This is the white card base. And then this is the red card base. So what do you think, you guys? Red or white card base? Let me know. I like them both. Might be a slight delay, so let's see what you guys say. Trying to think if there's anything else I can show you. I have my inside if we do red. I have, oh, and then I was gonna stamp, what we're gonna put on the inside. I think warm and cozy would be good. It's not really, I mean, you can make it a Christmas card. My intention was not a Christmas card, just kind of like a hello. So I have warm and cozy to go on the inside. Okay, I'll give it another couple seconds. Red or white, and if not, I'm gonna pick. All right. You guys are quiet. I will do red because it's right on top. Oh, Nancy just said, like both, hard choice, white. I know, I couldn't decide either, to be honest with you. Okay, we'll do white, Nancy. Thank you for responding. You guys are probably crafting at the same time. All right. We can think of that white as all the snow that's around, for a good reason why we need a little hot chocolate, hot cocoa. Do you call it hot cocoa or hot chocolate? We always, well, I guess we do both. And I think there is a difference between one is, I should look it up. One is powder, and then one is, I think, like a melting chocolate. My guess is the cocoa is the powder. Well, you know what I will do? Do I have, oh, I do. Since I have the candy cane and the, let's do a little gingerbread guy. We can do a, if I do a, oh, I'm just going to do the gingerbread because if I was going to do the candy cane and if I colored, you'd see it through. So we're just going to do that. All right, let's see. Yeah, Nancy says, red might seem more Christmassy. I think you're right. In had snowflakes on Friday. Enjoyed your first hot chocolate of the season. I knew you said you had snow the last time. I'm glad you're drinking hot chocolate. I can't believe you have snow. All right, so here is our sugar card. So these guys shake all around. So you can kind of see the difference from last week to this week. Obviously, the size of the shaker is different, but the method's pretty much the same. I kind of like having a frame that hides the foam strip. You have the window sheet on both. So this one I did a big rectangle, this I did a circle. You could do all different sizes depending on what your dies are. Punches would be hard because punches generally aren't this large. So dies are kind of helpful. But although there are ways of doing shaker cards without dies, with the clear envelopes, you can do that. So yeah, so there you go. There is our shaker cards. Let me put myself back on here. Remove that out of my face. All right, now it's all dark. So I hope you liked it. I know it was similar to last week, but sometimes people like actually a repetition or a repeat with a slight different angle. So that's what I did. I love suggestions of what you want me to do for live, so send them my way. Let's see, next week is still the end of October, right? 26. Yeah. What day is Halloween? I think Halloween's on a Friday. I don't even know. We don't get trick-or-treaters at my house. Our road is too busy. So, and my kids are obviously too big to go trick-or-treating. So sometimes it's just like a regular night, which is kind of strange. So I kind of forget what the date is. But anyways, if you have trick-or-treaters, have fun with them. But I think I'll be back before that. 26 is my brother's 50th birthday on Saturday. So I know it's the 26th, 27th, 28th. So I'll be back on the 29th. Okay. So it is before Halloween. Yeah, if you have questions of anything, I mentioned it way at the beginning about the October promotion to sign up for Stampin' Up. If you have questions about that, I'm more than happy to talk with you about that. All the kits are still on sale. I know I didn't write about that the last week or so, but if you guys need any kits, and they're great kits, they're all up to 30% off. So that's going on. And I think that's it. I think those are the two things, the two promotions that are happening. I've been working on my 12 weeks of Christmas. So if you are new to me, be sure you're on my mailing list, because every Wednesday until Christmas, I send out a different 12 weeks of Christmas idea. So I think I've sent out 3 card ideas so far. So tomorrow will be 4 cards. I think I'm doing 6 cards, some gifts, and some tags. So I have 6 cards made. And so that's why I haven't decided if I'm doing 7 or not. But anyways, those go out Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So if you are not on my mailing list, be sure you get it, because you don't want to miss out. Okay, I think that's it for me. Thank you. For those, I see that Debbie, Nancy, and Kim are watching live. I don't know if anyone else was watching live or not, but if you did, thank you very much. Thank you for commenting. It makes it easier. I've been known to talk to myself, but it makes it nicer when I know I'm talking to real people. Have a wonderful week. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Oh, I'll see you Thursday. I'll see you Thursday with my Live with Anne. Okay, thanks.